come and gone. Eid has dawned upon us. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. It's a time of happiness, a time of joy. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. Eidun sa'idun, yawmun farhanun, yawmun jamilun. Eidun sa'id, Eidun sa'idun, yawmun jamilun, yawmun farhanun. Eidun sa'id. All over the world, under the big blue sky, Muslims unite to worship Allah. It's a time of brotherhood, a time of peace. Muslims are singing praises to Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd. Families are gathering, remembering Allah, and that His love is the greatest by far. All praise for you, Allah, all thanks to you.
Assalamu alaikum. Greet you with universal greetings of peace. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. Allah says in chapter 2, verses 185 and 186 of the Holy Quran, Ramadan is the month in which the Quran was revealed as a guide to mankind, as guidance and judgment between right and wrong. So every one of you who witnesses this month should spend it in fasting. But if anyone is ill or on a journey, then the period can be made up by days later. Allah intends ease for you. He does not intend difficulty for you. He wants you to complete the prescribed period and to glorify Him in that He has guided you, so that perchance you may be grateful. When my servants ask about me, I am indeed close to them. I listen to the prayer of everyone who calls on me. So let them also listen to my call and believe in me, that they may walk in the path upright. Indeed, Allah has spoken the truth. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed, for a beautiful rendition of verses from the Holy Quran. Good evening, brothers and sisters, and well-wishers. I want to say thank you very much to everyone for making and having their time to come and spend the evening with us here this evening. I'm Brother Hisham Muhammad, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. So, let me go straight into the program, my brothers and sisters, my dear friends. We have welcome remarks coming from the chairman of the Eid or the Islamic Committee here at TTEC, Mr. Hasib Ali. The podium is yours, sir.
Thank you, Brother Hisham. Mr. Keith Sergio, Chairman of TTEC. Mr. Courtney Mobb, Acting General Manager of TTEC. Mr. Ruben Charles, Ms. Ruben here. Chairman of the African Emancipation Committee. Mr. Varun Maraj, Chairman of the Diwali Committee. Maulana Ayub Ali, keynote speaker. Executives and management of TTEC. Distinguished guests, employees and their families, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you with a universal greeting of Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Almighty Allah be upon you. Respected gathering, this year's theme, A Journey Through Understanding Islam, was selected after taking into consideration the current affairs occurring at home and abroad. And really, this theme is one very pertinent in the world today. First of all, what is a journey? Essentially, it is the act of traveling from one place to another using a vehicle, according to the Cambridge Dictionary. As human beings, our journey begins from the moment we are conceived within the womb. The Quran clearly describes our formation. In the Quran, chapter 23, verses 14, it says, "We then formed the drop into a clot, and formed the clot into a lump, and formed the lump into bones, and clothed the bones in flesh, and then brought him into being as another creature. Blessed be Allah, the best of creators." During the gestation period, some fetuses are returned to the Creator, while others, like us, are born. As our life launches, the journey traveled transcends through various stages. Along the way, we are then guided towards achieving a purpose, whether it is through training, setting goals and objectives, competing, and/or educating oneself. The main target is to be successful. Muslims believe that the tenets of Islam act as a guide to achieving success, whether it be through physical or spiritual needs, as the teachings cover all aspects of life, as well as aims to prepare us for the life hereafter. From this perspective, it is important to understand what Islam teaches. At TTEC, the Islamic Committee, along with the Diwali Committee and African Emancipation Committees, have been very fortunate to be part of an organization who not only recognize national celebrations, but one which embraces diversity amongst people, and in so doing encourage a freedom to practice one's belief and the adherence to respecting each other. TTEC has become the national corporate leader in promoting cultural events. As a group, recently, the question was asked, what is the purpose of TTEC's Eid celebration? At first, I paused and I wondered, was this question twofold in its meaning? But then I answered as such. The Arabic word for Eid, it means celebration or feast. In this case, what it commemorates is the ending of the fasting period, in which it is a time of reflection, sacrifice, spiritual rehabilitation, a way of knowledge sharing, as well as a special time of sharing. The purpose of TTEC's Eid al-Fitr celebrations, therefore, is an attempt to embody these acts. And like other national festivals, it aims at creating awareness, creating tolerance, and to encourage mutual respect for one another while strengthening the corporate culture. The committee has put together a short video that partly shows snippets of the journey we have since traveled. And I'll ask Brother Ria to show you guys. So my dear brothers and sisters, the journey, it was never easy. However, the fruits of its labor brought many benefits to us, such as new friendships, tolerance and mutual respect for Muslims, a boost to our corporate culture, and it has also brought with it recognition within the national and international community. On behalf of the Islamic Committee, I wish to thank TTEC for its continued support of Islamic activities, and I further wish to extend my gratitude to those who have stood by us throughout this journey. As I end, I say from the Quran in Surah Hujarat, verses 30, O you men, surely we have created you of a male and a female, and made you tribes and families that you may know each other. Surely the most honorable of you with Allah is the one among you most careful of his duty. Surely Allah is knowing aware.
Let me invite now to the podium Mr. Courtney Mark, the General Manager, the Acting General Manager of TTEC, to bring remarks on behalf. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Keith Serju, Chairman of TTEC, other commissioners of TTEC, Mr. Hasib Ali, Chairman, TTEC's Islamic Committee, Mr. Ruthven Charles, Chairman TTEC's African Emancipation Committee, Mr. Varun Maraj, Chairman TTEC's Diwali Committee, other members of the TTEC Islamic Committee, Maulana Ayub Ali, featured speaker. We have with us former Minister of Public Utilities, Mr. Nizam Baksh. Welcome to you, sir. Executive and management of TTEC. I see two substantive AGMs, one acting, and our manager from Tobago, Mr. Zainul Mohammed. Welcome, colleagues. I see we have a former AGM of Finance in the audience, Mr. Mumtaz Ali. A former commissioner in the audience, Mr. Shahid Mohammed. Distinguished guests, members of the media, employees of TTEC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. And I greet you in the universal greeting, Assalamu alaikum. Peace be to all of you. It is indeed a pleasure as Acting General Manager to welcome all of you to TTEC's 17th annual Eid celebrations. Today we commemorate Eid al-Fitr, a significant event in the Islamic calendar representing charity, peace, and devotion to God, and one that has helped to foster respect and harmonious relationships within TTEC's diverse workforce over the years. As you saw in Mr. Hasib Ali's presentation, we have now come full circle returning to celebrate here in Mount Hope, having hosted our first major formal Eid celebration at this venue in 2008. Prior to that, smaller observances were typically held at head office with an intimate group of believers. Bearing in mind this year's theme, a journey through understanding Islam, it is good to reflect on TTEC's journey through understanding Islam. So as we continue this evening's observance, allow me to congratulate TTEC's Islamic Committee, led by Chairman Hasib Ali, for the execution of what promises to be yet another successful event. This committee has been growing consistently over the years and is deserving of accolades for their work. Congratulations to you all. I think they deserve a round of applause. As I close, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage believers and non-believers to embrace a spirit of honor in serving our fellow brothers and to submit to God as we carry out the business of building our nation and a brighter future. Thank you and a big welcome to you all. May Allah's blessings be upon us all, and do enjoy the rest of the evening. I thank you.
Right, Mr. Raj Rahamut, to allow us to hear some beautiful. Shall I tell Ms. Uncle Rahmat aquí?
Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, फिर और न कुछ मांगे सरकार को दीवाना। एक बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना, फिर और न कुछ मांगे सरकार को दीवाना। पल पल मेरे दिल तड़पे, दिन रात करे जारी, ओ مدینے میں کب آئے میرے باری کب جا کے میں دیکھوں گا دربار وہ شاہانہ ایک بار مدینے میں ہو جائے میرا جانا پھر اور نہ کچھ مانگے سرکار کو دیوانہ اتنی سے تمنا ہے ہو جائے اگر پوری جہاں دیکھو مدینے میں ہو جائے جو منظوری بن دید کیے شاہ مر جائے نہ دیوانہ ایک بار مدینے میں ہو جائے میرا جانا پھر اور نہ کچھ مانگے سرکار کو دیوانہ اس آس پہ جیتا ہوں ایک روز بلائیں گے اور گنبد خضرا کا دیدار کریں گے پھر پیش کروں گا میں اشکو بھر نذرانہ ایک بار مدینے میں ہو جائے میرا جانا پھر اور نہ کچھ مانگے سرکار کو دیوانہ. السلام علیکم.
We'll invite to the podium now, my brothers and sisters, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the TTEC, Mr. Keith Serju, to bring his address.
Mr. Chairman, or Master of Ceremonies, my fellow commissioners, I don't see them for a minute, I assume they're in the audience, Mr. Courtney Mark, Acting General Manager of TTEC, Mr. Hasib Ali, Chairman of the TTEC Islamic Committee, Mr. Ruthven Charles, Chairman of the African Emancipation Committee. Thank you. It's okay, that's okay. Mr. Ruthven Charles, Chairman of the African Emancipation Committee, Mr. Varun Miraj, Chairman of the Diwali Committee, our keynote speaker, Maulana Ayub Ali, executives and management of TTEC, distinguished guests, employees and their families, members of the media, and permit me to recognize former Minister of Public Utilities in our presence here, Mr. Nizam Baksh, no stranger to TTEC. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. We are particularly proud of what we have achieved in the 7 decades. I have no doubt that we would not have been able to achieve this except through employees who have benefited from the enlightening exposure to and understanding of all our religious teachings. Before I leave you, let me again convey my thanks to Mr. Ali and the TTEC Islamic Committee for organizing this year's observances. After many years of spreading the good word of Islam, it is fair to conclude that this labor of love is bearing sweet fruit. I wish to thank them for their service and to thank you all, employees and well-wishers, for taking the time to join in this annual celebration. Belated Eid Mubarak to you all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and do enjoy the rest of the program.
And so I want to invite to the podium Sister Sophia Hassanali.
Good evening, Mr. Keith Serju, the chairman of TTEC, all of the commissioners and the chairman. A special good evening and thank you to Brother Hasib Ali for the invitation of me to being able to speak with you all tonight. I often like to educate people about Khadija radiallahu anha. She is one of my personal inspirations when it comes to breaking that glass ceiling. Now, tonight I'd like to share her story with you. Allah is telling us to be like Khadija radiallahu anha, to be strong and to be successful. And because of that, I commend all of the women that work in TTEC. And I commend TTEC for giving women the opportunity to do that and to be the face of Muslim sisters in the community. Assalamu alaikum and good night.
I want to invite the keynote speaker now to give his contribution because of the time frame we're looking at, inshallah ta'ala. So I invite to the podium Maulana Ayub Ali.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalam ala Rasul Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Mr. Keith Serju, Commissioners of the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission, Mr. Courtney Mark, Mr. Hasib Ali, Mr. Charles, Mr. Maraj, executive members of the TTEC Commission, distinguished guests, employees and their families, members of the media, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It is indeed a very great pleasure to be here this afternoon on this very august occasion of the culmination of a month of fasting for Muslims throughout the world. It is one of deep reflection, extremely deep reflection, when we look at the suffering of people throughout the world, the mass migration of people from Muslim lands, from one part of the world, that is in Syria, in Iraq, to where? The suffering of Muslims in various countries. Now, I'm only here for 10 minutes, so a lot of information I have to put in 10 minutes time. But understanding the journey of Islam is not only now. Understanding this journey, you have to look at civilization, ancient civilization. And in my time in Egypt and in Syria, I didn't get to go to Jordan as much as I wanted to, but Egypt being one of the most ancient civilization. And one of my teachers said to me, I should go and visit Mount Sinai. And I couldn't, because at that time there was a lot of problems in Sinai. There was a lot of problem in Egypt when I was there, when Brother Hasib was there. So I couldn't go to Sinai. But these parts have a lot of history. A lot of history. Why? Because one of the oldest prophets were there, Moses. Moses was there. So Islam shares with Christianity and Judaism. A couple of days ago, I came out of my car right in Tunapuna, and a lady stood there. Two ladies were there, and they were, also advertising about Christianity. And I went up to them and I said, we are doing the same work. So she looked at me very funny. I said, yes, we are doing the same work. I said, I believe in Jesus, She looked at me, because she doesn't know. And with a very kind of, because this, of course I'm dressed like this. So, the first thing, she got probably afraid. So I said, we believe in Jesus, She said, but politicians and the media do not want to mesh and understand this relationship of Christianity and Judaism and Islam. And there's a signal for me to finish because the time of Maghrib is here upon us. But what is important, my dear brothers and sisters, for us to understand is that just as TN have been, Alhamdulillah, is about, I think, the 4th or the 5th Eid celebration I've been to, right? And it is so important for companies, corporate companies, to put out and to educate people. I was really taken aback by the celebrations that were held in the Mid-Center Mall there last year. Really taken aback by it, right? Because being abroad for so long, when I came back and I saw things have changed 30 years. It wasn't like this before in the 90s when I left. So I was really surprised at the growth of Islam. But Muslims are all over the place, are being targeted. Muslims are targeted. And let me add is that Muslim women in particular, wearing hijab throughout the world, are being targeted. And just as how Sophia spoke about the glass ceiling just now, it is very, very difficult for a Muslim woman to get a job. It's very difficult for a Muslim woman wearing hijab to get a job. It's very difficult for Muslim wearing a hijab to move up in a company. And that is a fact. That is a fact. So many sisters come to me and talk about these matters. So Muslims are faced with daily challenges, and this is the journey that we have to take. This is the journey. The signal is coming there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for inviting me here. Assalamu alaikum.
Before we come to the end of this evening's program, the vote of thanks, I want to invite another song, our brother Farid Ali Hussein, to be able to render for us, inshallah ta'ala, a song.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sallallahu alayka ya Rasulullah wa sallam alayka ya Habib Allah. میں تیرے قربان محمد، میں تیرے قربان محمد، میں تیرے قربان، میں تیرے قربان محمد، میں تیرے قربان. کہیں مزمل کہیں مدثر یا روح القرآن، میں تیرے قربان محمد، میں تیرے قربان. عرش باری سے فرش زمین تک سب تیرا سرمایہ، عرش باری سے فرش زمین تک سب تیرا سرمایہ. یہ عالم یا وہ عالم ہو سب پر تیرا سایہ. یہ رتبہ یہ شان محمد، میں تیرے قربان، میں تیرے قربان محمد، میں تیرے قربان. کہیں مزمل کہیں مدثر یا روح القرآن، میں تیرے قربان محمد، میں تیرے قربان. اوج سوریا عرش باری سب تیرے قدم کے نیچے، حور و ملائک جن و بشر سب تیرے پیچھے پیچھے. اے رب کے مہمان محمد، میں تیرے قربان. کہیں مزمل کہیں مدثر या रूहुल कुरान मैं तेरे कुर्बान मोहम्मद मैं तेरे कुर्बान अदीब आखिर मेरी मोहब्बत इतना तो रंग लाई मेरी ज़बान से नात मोहम्मद क़ाक़त सुनने आए मेरे सुखन की जान मोहम्मद मेरे सुखन की जान मोहम्मद मैं तेरे कुर्बान मैं तेरे कुर्बान मोहम्मद मैं तेरे कुर्बान कहीं मुज़म्मिल कहीं मुदस्सिर या रूहुल कुरान मैं तेरे कुर्बान मोहम्मद मैं तेरे कुर्बान अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि व सल्लिम व बारिक अलैहि व अला आलिहि अस्सलामु अलैकुम
Thank you very much, my brother, for a beautiful rendition of that song. My brothers and sisters, we have come now to the close, and I would like to invite Mr. Israel Ali to give us the vote of thanks, please.
Assalamu alaikum, good evening one and all. Chairman of TTEC, Mr. Kit Suju, our General Manager, Acting Mr. Courtney Mark, Executives and Management of TTEC, staff, our Maulana, keynote speaker, Maulana Ayub Ali, Mr. Hasib Ali, Chairman of the TTEC Islamic Committee, Mr. Ruben Charles, Chairman of the TTEC Emancipation Committee, Mr. Varun Maraj, Chairman of the TTEC's Diwali Committee, most valued and distinguished invitees, one and all. I greet you with the Islamic salutation, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of God be with us all. It is my privilege and honor to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this TTEC's 17th Eid celebrations. On behalf of all members of TTEC Islamic Committee, I extend very heartfelt thanks to Maulana Ayub Ali for allotting his time to be with us this very fine evening, which is very clear of manifestation of his commitment and goodwill towards the Muslim community in Trinidad and Tobago. We really enjoyed your eloquent address on the journey of Islam. I wish to also express gratitude to our chairman, Mr. Kit Suju, for having graced us with his presence and his address. Mr. Courtney Mark, our general manager, for his remarks and TTEC's continued support to the Islamic Committee for this our 17th celebration of Eid al-Fitr. Mr. Amir Mohammed, special thanks to him, as well as Mr. Rahmat for his qasida, Ms. Safiya Hassan Ali for her talk on women in Islam, Ms. Khadija Mohammed for tribute to women, which was very inspiring to us all, and our last qasida by Mr. Saeed Hussain. An event like this, however, we recognize doesn't happen overnight. The wheel started turning many weeks ago. And for this hard work and tremendous effort, special thanks to our chairman, Mr. Hasib Ali, for his continued commitment and support to the cause of Islam. Last but not least, special thanks to everyone for their presence here and making this function the success it has been. May Allah guide us all in his path. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Brother Ali, Mr. Israel Ali, for the vote of thanks. We want to say Alhamdulillah, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and thank Allah for allowing us to have a lovely evening and have a lovely program. for all those who took part, of course, my brothers and sisters. My part is finished, and I hand you over now back to the chairman of the Islamic Committee at TTEC, who will walk you through the dinner proceedings from
has
the
come
moment.
and gone.
Thank you so much.
Eid
Islam.
has dawned upon us. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. It's a time of happiness, a time of joy. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. عيد سعيد يوم فرحان يوم جميل عيد سعيد عيد سعيد يوم جميل يوم فرحان عيد سعيد. All over the world under the big blue sky, Muslims unite to worship Allah. It's a time of brotherhood, a time of peace. Muslims are singing praises to Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd. Families are gathering, remembering Allah, and that His love is the greatest by far. All praise for you, Allah, all thanks to you. The joy of Eid comes only from you. Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Farhan, Yawmun Jamilun, Eid Sa'id, Eid Sa'id, Yawmun Jamilun, Yawmun Farhanun, Eid Sa'id. This day of rejoicing, this day of peace, did only you make for those who believe. Allahu Akbar, Allah.